What if today is the day the Lions don't need to ask for permission to be the Lions? No countdown, no hedge, just a grown man move that protects our season in the trenches and lets this offense breathe when the weather turns cold. Welcome. Back to Lions News Fan Report. Here's what I'm putting on the table without burning the surprise too fast. What our line actually needs for the stretch run, where the tackle market sits 2 weeks from the deadline, why one specific veteran checks the boxes on tape, how the cap and compensation work without messing with 2026, and what our depth chart would look like the second he walks into Allen Park. If you're here for football that respects your intelligence, stay with me, because this is the kind of decision that flips a one-score game in December. Identity first. The Lions are a line team. We win with knockback runs that set tempo, clean pockets on money downs, and a protection menu that lets our quarterback sit in his spot and throw on time. That doesn't change no matter the opponent, the venue, or the wind off the lake. But a 17-game grind punishes tackles. Even when the starters dress, the Wednesday to Friday thump can steal an inch of anchor or half a step of recovery, and one drive of compromise can shrink your call sheet to quick game and screens. That's why I've been zeroing in on a profile, not a headline. Light feet on the edge, enough length to ride the arc, patience against games and stunts, and a pass pro toolkit that wins with footwork more than raw mass. Plug and play on either side. Sixth OL when we want to go bully ball on 4th and 1, a move that raises the floor without breaking the future. Now zoom out to the league. Tackles don't grow on trees in March, but October does weird things to supply and demand. Teams. With new starters want to cash in a veteran, teams in the middle sniff conditional picks, and contenders like us try to buy clean Sundays at a sane price. That's the window I'm staring at, because one veteran just lost his starting spot to a younger tackle. He's healthy after an ankle that nagged early. He's in a contract year, and rival teams already agree he's a sensible trade candidate if the number stays rational. Tape before name, always. The player I'm tracking is an easy mover with smooth redirect in pass sets. He stays square through the set, opens his hip late enough to avoid an open inside lane, and doesn't panic when protections bump on the fly. Versus speed, he mirrors. Versus TET stunts, he passes work like a guy who's seen the stunt book 100 times. The wart is obvious. Power can dent his anchor if he loses first contact or plays too tall, especially against long-arm bull on third and medium. That's real. But here's the context. Through 6 games this season, his pass block win rate sits at 90.2%, which is exactly the functional starter floor that keeps your call sheet honest. On our grass, with posture coaching, independent. Hands and smart slide help on gotta-have-it downs, that's playable right now. Scheme fit matters. We're a mixed-run team. Duo when we want downhill clarity, wide zone to stress the C-gap and pull second-level eyes, gap looks with TE kick when we need a crease in 2 seconds or less. This tackle has lived in systems that ask him to reach wide techniques, climb backside without holding, and hinge in play action without getting spooked by late pressure. He's not a bury you mauler like a 340-pound throwback. He's a angles and footwork guy who gets the alley open for our backs and keeps the quarterback in rhythm. And when coordinators throw the kitchen sink late, he knows where his help is. That's the difference between a vet you trust and a project you hope. I know what you want next, the board. You add this piece and your starters stay your starters. The newcomer becomes first off the bench on either edge and your 6th OL when you want to turn a 4th and 1 into a rugby scrum. The ripple effect is immediate. Tight ends release more, 5-man protections appear more often on second down, the screen game is cleaner because the backside cutoff is handled. Hidden yards, hidden first downs, hidden seating. That's what you buy. Cap and picks, clean and simple. Contract year means you're paying the prorated remainder of a modest base. You can layer playtime incentives that don't stress this year's flexibility. Compensation should live in late day 3 territory with a condition, snaps, team performance, or both. This isn't a second-rounder conversation. This is adult asset management. If he fits like I think, You talk extension at a number that respects his resume without pretending he's all pro. If he's a rental, he keeps your offense breathing now and shakes hands in March. Either way, you keep your 2026 plan intact. Okay, time to turn the card over. The name is Braxton Jones of the Chicago Bears. Multi-year starter, recently benched in favor of Theo Benedette, healthy after the ankle that messed with his early rhythm, and sitting in a moment where a change could help everyone. League chatter pegs the move probability around 25%, which means it's real enough to work through the mechanics. He's not a savior. He's a clean pro who keeps your plan on schedule. Put Braxton on our tape. December road game, 4-point lead, 5:18 left. Defense dials a TET game at left tackle to pry open B-gap. Braxton sets patient to width, shoulders square, squeezes the looper, passes the penetrator, and gives the quarterback the extra half beat to hit the dig. Chains move, clock drains, plane wheels up. Next series, 2nd and 6 on wide zone, backside 3-tech spikes, and the edge tries to surf. Braxton's first step steals the angle, backside sealed, cut lane opens, 8 yards and a first down. That's not a highlight, that's winning football. I won't hide the power concern. Long arm bull can walk him back if he loses leverage. Our answers are already in the playbook. Chip timing on known bull guys, slide to his side on money downs, cadence to steal half a beat, and a quarterback who climbs with discipline, not panic. What I love is that he rarely panics with his hands. He rides the arc, widens the pocket, and avoids the drive killer hold. That's maturity. And the locker room piece? Bringing in a contract year former starter doesn't blow up chemistry, it underlines intent. Starters feel supported, not threatened. Young depth gets a cleaner runway to develop instead of being thrown at elite edges in red zone chaos. The message across the building is exactly what has made this program grow. Raise the floor so the ceiling shows up when it matters. The opponent's scouting report changes, too. With sturdy edges on both sides, defenses blitz less off the slot, respect our tight splits, and think twice before sending the nickel on 2nd and medium because quick game becomes cleaner. Shells get softer because we live in 2nd and shorts. That's a domino effect you feel in third-quarter body language. So where do I land? If the price is a late conditional pick and the medical is clean, I make the call. Not tomorrow, today. Because the difference between kneeling with 38 left and punting with 2:52 left is often 2 or 3 snaps by a swing tackle who doesn't flinch. That's the margin you buy in November that pays out in January. I want your voice before I stamp it. Would you spend a late conditional pick to bring Braxton Jones in as the swing tackle and heavy-set 6th OL, or would you roll with the current? Depth and bet on perfect health down the stretch? Give me the exact compensation you'd offer and how you'd use him in our short yardage menu. This community knows ball. I read everything. If you value reports like this, tape, cap, and straight talk, subscribe, hit the alerts, and ride with me to the deadline. Every hour counts when you build like adults.